Give me, all right. You should be able to hear me now. You should be able to, I had my mic on mute. Okay. All right. All right. So I had my mic on mute. Just checking. Okay. Okay. All right, let's rock and roll. It's your girl, Sherri Summer Bell. Welcome to our Facebook group where we help female expert and financial professional build their credibility and cash flow without sacrificing their family time to six figures and beyond. All right, so I'm excited because every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we bring you knowledgeable, valuable training that can move your business to the next level. And today, we're going to be talking about how to make money with your brain. How to make money with your brain. Hey, Sharon, you caught us today. Oh, my goodness. Yes, yes. So the whole week, last week, we were doing credibility cash flow challenge. If you were a part of the challenge and you enjoy it, just give me a yes in the chat. Thank y'all for participating in the challenge. We just wrapped up on Saturday. We did a 5-day challenge teaching you how to build your credibility and your cash flow. It was so amazing. It was so transformative and high value information like no other. I just love those type of trainings. Yes, in the chat. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you all. So I'm going to dive into that about how to make money using your brain. I love, if I could teach on this topic all day for the rest of my life, this actually would be the topic I want to teach on all the time, because if you get the principle, some of you guys learn about principle in our credibility cash flow challenge. If you get the principle of what I'm getting ready to say, that you be unstoppable. If you get the principle and understand about what I'm getting ready to say and what I'm getting ready to teach you, you will be unstoppable. And I can promise you that. So I'm just excited. Tag somebody that need to be here. We go live on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm just super excited. So I'm going to dive right in right now. So, and I know this is going to be helpful to someone because the entrepreneurship game, like I am a full-time entrepreneur, full-time. I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2016. I've been full-time in my business. 2016, I have been full-time as an entrepreneur, from a single woman to a married woman. I was doing it, single mom. I have been in an entrepreneurship space. So you're listening to someone who has seen all the highs, all the lows of being an entrepreneur. One day money's up, one day money's down. But I learned, and I'm going to talk about what kept me going to where I can see I saw the light. Right? So we're going to talk about what I have saw that kept me going to where I am today and where I'm trying to go, right? Yeah, so 2016, I left my 42K job in law enforcement and decided to walk by faith. And it was rough, right? So it was super rough. It was rough, right? And it was rough because it's like, you have a gift, you have a calling, but the world doesn't know you have a gift yet. And the world doesn't know you have a calling yet. You have an expertise and that you can help people, but you don't have an audience yet that believe in you or trust you enough to believe that to let them know what you know. Are willing to pay for what you know, right? So that's the thing. Like, you have something that can transform people's life, but the problem there is, hey, Tay, the problem lies in the fact that you have all of that. You have a calling. You have all of that. But what good you being knowing something or having expertise is if nobody else know you have what you have, right? So my job was like, how do I get the information to the masses? How do I get the information to the masses? How do I do that? How do I make money, right? Because these bills come in every month. Right? How do I make money? Because these bills come in every month. And the first thing I adopt, y'all, if you're just joining me, we're talking about how to make money using your brain. That's what we're talking about. The first thing I said to myself, which is why I'm sharing this with you, because I want you to adapt these principles as well. The first thing I said to myself, I had to be realistic with my life. I had to be realistic with my life. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon said the challenge was awesome. I appreciate that. I had to be realistic with my life and says, number one, let me back up. I would go on YouTube, I would go on Facebook, and I would see these amazing coaches, and I would see them doing what they love. I would see them hosting their own conferences. I would see them partnering with each other. I would see them doing their live events. I would see them coaching. I would see them having an audience, a community. They had their own beehives, right? They had their own Barbie, like Nicki Minaj. They had their own people. And I was like, wow, when will I have that space? Like, when will I be able to feel credible enough to somebody's eye to opt into that, like to that space? I would look at Tony Robbins. I've been to some of his events. And do y'all feel that way? Who's willing to be transparent right now and say, I feel that way right now? Right, Sherri, you're talking to me. You're talking to me. So I quit my job, and I did not know where the next income was going to come in, because what messed me up, y'all, I thought when I leave the sheriff office, it was going to be, I was going to leave the job with at least $15,000. I was going to have at least $15,000 when I, thank y'all for your honesty, for not leaving me out here by myself. Thank y'all for your honesty. Hey, Bonnie, how you doing, girl? I see you working, Bonnie. I love it. Bonnie's in our Joyful Tribe Builder Academy, our Joyful Tribe formula that teach you how to make your six-figure months. And she's in there as well. Shout out to you. And I would sit there and I'm like, okay, how do I do this? So when I got my check back from when I exit the sheriff office, I was a corporal. When I exit the sheriff office, I had $4,000. Then they sent me another check, and I think it was like $8,000. So for 10 years, y'all, I got $8,000. I already told you I was behind on my mortgage and behind my car. I already told you I was behind on my mortgage and behind on my car payment. I already told you that. So I was like, what in the world? I want to make sure that I'm not frozen. Okay, good. So I said, what am I going to do with that? Like, I'm still in the negative. So I had to be creative. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew I wanted to also occupy spaces of other successful women. Please listen up, because I'm giving some good stuff. I knew I wanted to occupy spaces of other successful women, right? Because I already know that proximity is important. And I also know that a law of motion. I'm not getting that. You should have came to the challenge, right? You should have came to the VIP challenge, okay? So I'm not even getting into that. So I knew that, right? My principle of that if I get around people that's moving in the same direction as me, and if I get around people that of proximity, because proximity is important, that I don't have to start off from the beginning, right? It's deeper than that. It was in the challenge. I don't want to get too deep in that. But then for me, I don't know what I don't know. So I want to know what they knew. So I said to myself, okay, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to figure out how to create money out? Hey, boss. Garrett, I'm waiting on you for a live video. Garrett, my king, Garrett Cole is in the house. How you doing? Thank you, love. Boss, back to you too. So Garrett and I are going to do a live video about waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Cause we are early birds. Because again, 4 a.m. is productivity. So I said, how am I going to create money out of thin air to not just pay my bills, but also pay for coaching? Because here's the thing, because I know, as you guys have witnessed, the excitement and the secrets and the I would say the surprises, excitement, the reveals happen in the space, in the paid space. I wasn't stupid. I already know that the free is great and it's wonderful, but I know it goes down in the paid, because we already talked about a transformation required transaction. So I didn't want any free anymore. I didn't want to get their free this or get their free that. I wanted to pay for their expertise, I can get in the room just like they paid for somebody else and they know what they know. So the fight here came, how do I figure out how to pay my bills and invest at the same time, right? And the belief system, is that making sense? Put a yes in chat, that makes sense. So I had to figure that out. So here I am, already behind in everything, credit already jacked up. I left law enforcement. I left my solid 42K job, according to my mom. My solid, I didn't raise you to do what you're doing, all that stuff that she used to tell me. So I had to figure out, how do I do this? And so I had to become a whole new person. Put new person in the chat. Put new person in the chat. I had to become a whole new person in every way of my life. I had to become a whole new person. So I know the goal. I know the goal was I wanted to be in spaces of other successful women who are doing the things that I wanted to do. But I was in a situation where I am in a rut because I am so behind on certain things that I do, certain things, bills and all the stuff. And the first time when an offer was made to be in a space, I'm like, okay, what I had to become a whole new person. I want to stay there for a second because that's the most important part. If you get off, just get this part. I had to become a whole new person. Toy said, yes. So what does that whole new person look like? I started working from a space of grace, right? Write that down. Somebody put grace in the chat. I started working from a space of grace to say, I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful that I have a bed to sleep in. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I had to stay there first because some of y'all have jobs and y'all are grateful for your jobs. You have a spouse. Y'all grateful for your spouse. You're grateful for food on the table. I had to start with grace first. So I'm like, so this is what it looked like, y'all. God, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. But the tears in my eyes was from gratitude. But it was like, God, I don't want you to think I'm not grateful. I am grateful. And I'm one day I was, of course, in the space of quietness and I'm listening to TD Jakes and he said, you can be grateful and still want more. So TD Jakes said, you can be grateful and still want more. So I said, that's it, TD Jakes. That's it. Okay. He always gets you a word. So I said, I'm grateful, but I still want more. As in, like, I know this, I know I have to do a setback. Let me explain something to y'all. I had to become a new person. And that new person is I had to think not where I currently am, but where I'm attaining to be every day. You know how we go to church on Sunday and then when we leave, come out of church on Monday, go away? I couldn't do that. I had to really think about what belief system do I need to adapt in order to get what I just say. So if I want to be able to take my intellectual properties and teach the people what I know and create a valuable conversation and drive that to a community, I had asked myself, I really had to think in a space for, okay, yes, Dolores, grateful and still want more, right? And if that's the and that's okay. Let me give you permission to say that's okay because Oprah still want more. And it's not even like more money, but more impact, right? Because Oprah can stop. Beyonce is on a world tour, right? So still want more. She's still impacting people's life. Like, so don't you ever feel like you wanting more is a problem or it's wrong. Because there are people around you more successful than you, have more than you, and still doing what they love and still doing what they want to do. They still want more, right? So I became that new person that started thinking in that manner. And I started eliminating things that is not in alignment with the more that I say I want. But I can do that all day. So I said, okay, if this is my plan of what I want more, right? If you're just joining me, we're talking about how to make money using your brain. That's what we're talking about. So how do I occupy those spaces? How do I get in those spaces? And now that I have the time, right? Remember now, I don't have the treasure, but I have the time. And I have the talent, right? So I have the talent and I have the time, but I don't have the treasure. Right? And if y'all went to credibility cash flow, y'all know what I'm talking about. So now I got to figure out, how do I get the treasure? Because I can't pay somebody to get the treasure because I don't have it. I can't pay somebody to do the things for me at that time. So what did I started doing? What I started doing? I started thinking. Instead of thinking, I want to invest in this, but I don't have it. I want to go back to school, but I don't have it. I want to get that house, but I don't have it. I started eliminating I don't have it from my vocabulary. I started eliminating that. I started eliminating it. I started eliminating it from the vocabulary. That's the first thing I did. I started eliminating from my vocabulary, never to see it again. That's the first thing, because I had to believe that whatever I want, it wants me to. It wants me to. And if it wants me, that's evidence that I want it, it want me. We just trying to figure out a way how to get to each other. So think of you at Target and you're with your child, your 7-year-old child, and y'all got lost in the aisle and you're saying Marco Polo till y'all can find each other so y'all can be in alignment. And one of the things that is so powerful about what I just said, I always tell my son, if we get lost, come mommy looking at something at Target, always just stay there and do Marco Polo. That's our little inside game. And then I will just keep saying that. Don't leave your spot, because if you leave when I come to your spot, you're gone. Then I'm gone when you come to my spot, and we just can't find each other. So I started setting my goal, right? And staying at that goal. I started setting my goal and I said, what would be a win for me at the level of where I am? I started being realistic. That's the first thing I said, at the level of where I am. So I started writing out, what does a win look like for me? Or if I get 5 people on my email list today, I did good. If I call 7 people today, I did good, right? So what does this have to do with how to make your money how you use your brain to make money? What it has something to do with it is, I believe that our brain needs some conditioning, right? Our brain needs some conditioning. And how do we know that? It's just kind of like we don't use our brain at the capacity of what it's made to do. Our brain is used to co-create what it's made to do. Let me go deeper. My husband and I decided to support this past Sunday when his family member had a fish fry. So we decided to go and support the family member who had a fish fry because his wife was facing cancer. So because we decided to support, so my husband was like, hey, we're going to go to this fish fry. We're going to support him. We're going to pay for some fish fry dinner. Y'all know this insurance lady. You know how I am about that. But so I said, okay, sure, I'm going to go. So we decided to go and we support the fish fry. And he was like, hey, because in my head, let me tell y'all, my head was like, okay, I don't want to just do a fish fry. I want to be able to bless him with something. You know, listen to me. Listen to me. When you start making money, you want to help everybody, and you got to really pay attention to that, because you will go broke doing that. My bookkeeper had to say, you're only allowed to spend this amount on charity this month, because that's just how much I am so always wanting to help people. Like Jasmine get on me about that too. You want to buy everybody a gift? Yeah, buy everybody a gift. Like, so my bookkeeper and people in my space had to fix that problem for me. Okay. So anyway, so we went and I digress. So we went and got the fish fry, and I watched his cousin. I watched how he hustled, because the goal was to get $3,000 for the chemo. And I watched in awe of how he hustled and how people was coming after people, and he had 2 fish fry going, and he had the bread, and he had the fries going, and my son ordered some fries, and he was by himself, right? There was a lady taking our money, and then he was by himself, and I just watched in awe of how he getting the fries, and he's doing this and he's doing that, and he's sweating. I mean, sweating. I mean, brother is sweating, and he is going to town with them fish and that fry. And I said to myself, and let's be clear. I'm sure he made his goal. I'm sure he made his goal. Let me give him credit for saying, hey, my wife need chemo, and I need to go out here and get on my hustle game. I need to figure out how to use my brain. And my brain said, hey, I have a fish fry. I have a fish fry to come up with the money that my wife needs. And he went, and that's just impressed me by itself. But my point here is this: the same energy of him doing that is the same energy his brain say, hey, let me have a fish fry. Why can't we do that before there's a chemotherapy? Why can't we do that when it's time for us to invest in ourselves? Why can't we do? I remember I told y'all I wanted to invest in somebody, and I said, hold on, give me about 2 hours. Give me about 2 hours. Let me see what I can do. And I started going live, and I started talking to people, and I started, people say, oh, DM me. I like what you're saying. And I started going to work. It just amazed me that sometimes we don't know how to use our brain to come up with things until we have to use our brain to come up with things. Make it make sense. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, and in one day, 3K in one day, because it was a life or death situation. Whew, y'all give me the light bulb. But it baffles me. The same mindset that we use to, when somebody say, hey, I need medical bill, I got to come up with this. It's the same. You're the same brain. It's the same brain. So how can we use our brain on that, but can't use our brain on saying, hey, I need this, who I need to talk to get this, what I need to say to get this, where I need to go, where can I go to get this? If you go to a car dealership and you see the car back up. A car, well, let me say this real first. And the car dealership man say you're short $2,000. You calling cousin them, auntie them, you're trying to sell an offer, you're trying to write a policy, you're trying to do something. So that is an example of using your brain. That is an example. When I was building my home and they told me that I was short some money, and I was like, okay, what do I need to do? What overtime do I need to work? Like, you have to constantly be in that state without it having to be. And if it means, because here's my thing, I said to people, I tell you all the time, if you're in the state and there's something, it just baffles me when somebody say, hey, I can't afford $47 for a VIP day. It just baffles me. Then I'm like, well, you don't need to be doing insurance then. You need to have a full-time job with an income coming in while you're doing your insurance. You need to have something or a part-time. Like I know you hate but you have to figure out, I need to make money because entrepreneurship take money. Entrepreneurship takes money. So it just baffled me. Like, if you can't afford a 47, or whether it's my course or anybody else, baby, you ain't ready for entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship takes money. And let's be clear, what that information that y'all got, you can go back and use that same information to flip that $47. That's how our brain works. Like, that's how your brain's supposed to work. What did you get? What did you get so you can use that to turn that immediately into something? Not next week, not next month. And you just have to be honest with yourself. And I had to be honest with myself and said, hey, I need to take a substitute teaching job. And I took a substitute teaching job. And I told the lady who was coaching at the time, I said, my brain says I need some type of income. And I said, let me take a substitute teaching job. So here I am, have no income, right? I just got a check for whatever for my job that I left. But I have value. I have a degree. Yes, learn, implement, teach. Yes, Nikki. I have value. I have a degree. So, but I needed to still control my schedule. So I said, okay, I can pick the days I substitute teach at the school. I don't have to, I still got my freedom to work my insurance business. So I started doing that. I started to say, okay, I'll go teach Monday, Wednesday. No, Monday. It was Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So I said, okay, I would teach Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Then I changed it to Tuesday and Thursday. But then I was doing that Tuesday and Thursday. So I could afford to be in places. She said, we are so asleep. OMG. Yes. I hope they're getting this. I hope they get it, Makita. I hope they get it. I hope they get it. So I would do that. And I sat, I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. I sat in my living room, in my 2-bedroom apartment, and I started adding up, okay, if I substitute teach this amount of time, I'm going to make this amount of money. Okay, so I'm going to still be short. So I need to do this thing that does not take away my time. So I was selling like a $97 course. So I was marketing a $97 course. I was substitute teaching, right? Because the course was already done. So I didn't really have to be physically there to do it like I'm doing now. So I was selling like a $97 course. And then I was also selling my 2K revenue attraction factor. So I have my course, my 2K revenue attraction factor, some commission money, not much. I think I was making like $2,000, not much at all. So I have my course that I will reverse what I would teach my course. I would sell my course, and I would also sell my 2K program. Sell my course, sell my 2K program, substitute teaching. Sell my course, sell my 2K program, substitute teaching. Sell my course. So do y'all see that? I sat out in my brain. It was I never talked to my brain about I don't have it. Never. I don't know what that is. I don't. I don't know what I don't know what it is. If reality means I have to figure it out, I will use this thing between my ear and I will figure it out. So I said, okay. So I knew how many times I had to substitute teach to get the funds that I need. And there were months where I would sell a 2K program, and that would make up for what I would sell that, because that was 2K. So I would get enough coaching programs. So once I get what I need for the month for my family, I would still go hard, right? Because in case there's days I can't do it, I would still go hard, right? Like we also have another masterclass coming up. Why do we have another one coming up? Like this is a 4-hour class. Like, why do we have a 4-hour class coming up? Credibility just over. You don't stop. That's the problem with our culture. When we think we reach somewhere, we want to stop. You don't stop. Oh my gosh. So I just want to state, y'all, she said, got it. She said, who else got it? Yes. Y'all are getting it. Get it. Yes, got it. So I would literally plot out in my brain, how can I make this work? And I got the down payment for the program that I need. And then I got her course. In her course, told me what to do, right? So whatever she gave me, I just do it. The first one, I think 4 people showed up to my masterclass. 4, right? I mean 4. No Facebook group, nothing. But I sold one thing and it was like 2K, right? Am I okay with 2K? Yes. But I kept saying, okay, so my revenue is going to come from substitute teaching. And at that time, let's be clear, substitute teaching in Florida was on like $14 an hour. because I had a degree, because I had to add like two, but it was something that gave me the freedom to still help my clients and do what I need to do. So my brain never went to, I don't have it. It went to mode like, what do I have at my disposal to make me money? What do I have at my disposal to make me money? Let's be clear. I didn't understand about build your audience, build your email list back then. All I understood, it was straight hustle mode. It was straight hustle mode because I wanted to do this. I wanted to do what I'm doing now. So when people say, hey, you gotta have the it factor, the drive, the superpower. That's what they're talking about. The guys that I'm around, the entrepreneur guys are around, they say you gotta have that dog in you, the dog. That's what Garrett and all those tax professionals. The male guys. It's the dog in you, right? So, but I think you got what I'm saying, and I did that for some time while trying to build and execute my audience. So I didn't go work and then work on my business. I was working, right? I was trading time for money with somebody because I had to. And I would tell you this, I have worked with probably 4 coaches in my life. None of them can tell you I missed a payment. None of them can tell you that I owe them a dime, even with my 430 credit score. Oh, someone said beast mode. Yes, yes, Kira, beast mode. So I started getting in that beast mode. I love it, and so it's called beast mode. So I started getting my beast mode because let me tell you something. I have never met somebody that has the habit of beast mode when they want something. I'm watching this guy and he got to get the 3K for his wife and he beast mode. That's why I don't do discounts, because I know as an immigrant that go in beast mode. I know when you truly want something, you will figure it out. I know that's why I don't have that conversation, because giving a discount only make your brain not do what it's supposed to do, right? I had to think of, okay, this woman want me to be in her program for $17K. How can I make it happen? Because I want to be in the proximity of other successful women to learn the secrets of what they do. But I have a son. I think my son was 6 or 7 at the time. I have a 7-year-old son. How do I do that? Pay the rent and all the stuff. And I just went into what Nikki just said. I just went into beast mode. Like I just went into this thing, and I made an agreement with my son. I put him down at the table and I said, okay, here's what my brain is saying. I said, if I take this, if I do this substitute teaching job, mommy's going to be teaching 3 days a week in this month, and then 2 days a week in that month. And then mommy's also going to be teaching at 7:00 at night when she come home, and she's going to be marketing in the morning. And I was in beast mode. And I stand here as a living witness that I owe nobody. Even when I had my 430 credit score, I owe no one. No one can come on the internet and say, oh, you didn't pay this or you didn't pay that. I literally went into beast mode. And I said, so my brain, I literally just said, how can I make this happen? When they call me and tell me, hey, you're missing some down payment for your house, I went into beast mode. What can I do? Now, here's the thing now. I know my time was super limited. So I had to figure out, what can I do? Do I have a course that I can create? That's not going to take me forever. It's already 2-3 video. Matter of fact, there's a video right now out there, the ultimate life insurance playbook. That was $25. That's a course I create. It's like one video. It's a course I create. Just kind of break down the definition, because my clients kept asking me, what's the term life? What's the whole life? So I say, hey, Instead of me sit here on the phone with telling you about what's a term life, what's a whole life, buy this $25 video. It will explain everything. It's only $25. And then you can have it for life, and you got to worry about anything. You ain't got to worry about asking me any of these questions. This is the video. So one video, $25. But guess what? How many people know them $25 add up? So I was in beast mode selling course. And a course, what I mean is one video, not overcomplicating it. I was also substitute teaching when I want. So I'll pick the days that I want to substitute and just whatever school they sent me to. And then on top of that, then when my son go to sleep, then I would market my business, or I will go live, or do visibility. Of course, that's important. And that will help my clients. And then boom. So I had to like figure, how do I make this work? I had to figure how do I, when I had a cleaning company, my husband at the time was like, oh, we got to make ends meet. We short. We don't have any money. We got to make ends meet. I said, okay, what can I do to bring in this money? It's never, I don't have it. I want y'all to see the pattern. Successful people don't say those words. If you truly want it, your brain will come up with something because you use your thoughts to say, I want this, and I will only accept the decisions and things that I need to do to get what I want. And I said, you know what? We should start a cleaning company. Right? I hate cleaning. I don't know how to clean. That ain't my thing. Yes, I'm a woman. I ain't got time for that. And I said, and my husband's like, yeah, I run it with you. So I will market to get the people, and him and another lady will go do the cleaning, and I will market to get the people. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. You have to become like resourceful, like using your mind, or using whatever is in your hands at the time. And that's how we started a cleaning company. And then the cleaning company, we made $85,000 in 1 year. 1 year with that cleaning company. Our first year in business, $85,000. 85. We've been in this game since December 19th, 2016. Check my Sunbiz record, baby. Check it. Right? And all of it was offer creation, in using my ability, which you have and I have, using my ability to figure out, how do I come up with this revenue to do whatever I have to do? How do I come up with this revenue to pay the car note that I owe? How do I come up with this what do I need to do? I can't. I don't beast mode. And that's all, because life is a flow, not a force, right? But when you get in this thing, what I call beast mode, did I lose some sleep some nights? Yes. Was it worth it? Hell yes. Did I lose some sleep some nights? Yes. Did I miss out on some stuff? Yes. Yes. But today in this office, we sent out $1,000 because we were giving $100 to certain charities today. And it was so worth it. So whether you want to call it dog mode, beast mode, whatever you want, I want to tell you that you're just not in the co-creation space that this type of conversation, I'm going to take, this is a key, Bonnie. This is a key. You're not in the reason why you struggle to figure that part of your brain out, because, oh, Jesus, that's the most excellent part of your brain. The reason why, that's how we know, if you know how to use your brain to create money, that's how you know there's no losing, because you know what to do. Like, you know where to go in your brain. Like, you know what to do. So that part of your brain, if you're struggling, if you're saying, Sherri, I am struggling with this part of understanding how to do this for myself, how to do this for my brain. And then people say, oh, she's Jamaican. You know, Jamaica's got 10 jobs. You know how they would use the excuse of my drive as, oh, she's special. And I'm like, we serve the same God. Like, no, we serve the same God. It was never about my culture. Oh, I'm from Jamaica. We're hard worker. I want in. And y'all ain't finna leave me out. I want in. Like tomorrow, we have our welcome party for the new ladies. Like it was more like I want in. And I don't know what I need to do to get in, but I'm going to get. Matter of fact, I even got my money late. And the lady was like, I'm going to accept it. Okay. I want in. Let me in. And this is the product of them letting me in a few years ago. So that's why your brain is such a beautiful thing that God give you. Like that's the best outside of your heart. I think the brain is the most beautiful thing that we don't use it to the capacity of what it's for. Because when I watch this man using his brain in a situation like it's his life or death, why are we always waiting till a life or death situation to now try to go in beast mode and use our brain when we can operate in that space all the time? Not just in a life crisis. If you have the ability to create money and come up with some ways to make money immediately to save a life, you can constantly do that every single day. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? And the reason why it's so mundane or how hard for you to believe that is because you're not in the space or the capacity of the energy of where that type of conversation is happening all the time. You have to get around environment where that conversation is happening constantly. When a person put out $1,000, $2,000 in ads, they don't know how well the ad's going to do, but they follow the system. They follow a strategy, and the strategy you cannot lose. You cannot lose. You may not make what you want to make, but you will make something. Right. And then the more you keep doing, you're mastering another level. You're mastering another level. Like in credibility cash flow, we talk about mastering. The first step is mastering captivate. Right. How to use your as a speaker to speak with people, to captivate their attention. The second one is cultivate. You got each level. You got to master. Right? Cultivating a community. The third one, you got to close. Master when they get on the phone with you, how do you close them? But I believe the reason why we are not using our gifts, because I call that gifts. We're not using our gifts is because you're not in an environment that births that type of conversation constantly. You're not in an environment which tells why you need to be in a community, a space like ours automatically, just automatically. You're not in an environment that show you and tell you and think you can and show you can and birth praise. Even in a challenge, when I say, give it up for so-and-so, you're not used to that. You're not used to hearing that. You're not used to hearing people applaud you. That's natural. That's every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in my community. Give it up for Bonnie. Bonnie did amazing today. Give it up for Dolores. What you saw in the challenge is what we do on Wednesday at 1 p.m. in our coaching program. So for you to know, we applaud action. We applaud shifting your belief system to say, I just use my brain to come up. Like some of the ladies who said, Sherri, I want to be in the program. I said, listen, well, I challenge you. You have until tomorrow, and I challenge you to come up with whatever you need to come up with. I challenge you to use that beautiful brain of yours to figure it out. Because if you don't start mastering how to use your brain, let's say you want this pen and you don't have any money to buy this pen. If you don't know how to go to the pen maker and says, hey, I have ink. I can darken your pen for you, change the color for you. If you give me that in exchange for giving me that pen, boom. I have another lady, she was trying to be in the program and she said, Sherri, I don't need all that stuff. I don't need all that. Can you don't do that? Don't do that. Can you give me this? I'm like, yes. You have to be in the space where the brain is using the conversation and talking. And I don't think we do that enough. And you're not in a space that cultivate that cultivated. When we decided to have that conference, I didn't know we were gonna pay for $15,000 for a conference. That was my first conference. I didn't know we were gonna come up with $15,000. I don't have a family that I can borrow that type of money from. I just said, I don't have that yet. God is building that. So I had to use my brain of how do I do this? And we paid it off in full. Like, how do I do this? I just believe that that's what you have to master. That's what, money's the last thing to come up. Let me say this. Money's the last evidence to come up when to show itself that you're successful. Money's the last evidence to show itself that you're successful. It's the last thing to come up. It's the last evidence that you see. The evidence that you see is your ability to say, hey, I need to pay the light bill. Hey, I need to pay the water bill. Hey, I need to pay my son's school fee, or whatever it may be. And then you're figuring out how to do it. Now, let me challenge you on that, because I am Jamaican. And what we do right, we're great in what we do. But the problem is we trade time for money all the time. So what made me different is because I knew my culture was known about hustling, and I didn't want to burn myself out. So when I was figuring out all the different ways I could use my talent and use my gift to generate revenue, what I figured out is, what can I offer that won't take up all my time? What can I offer that already pre-created, right? That ultimate life insurance thing took me an hour maybe to talk about the different definitions of life insurance, and sold that for $25. And every month, like clockwork, I sold 2 or 3 of those. And I don't even advertise it. I don't even talk about it. I don't even advertise it. Every month, somebody somewhere go on my website and buy it till this day. But that was an offer that I made just to add to the amount that I needed to be in a class. So I know the power of knowing how to use your gift and come up with something. I know the power of creating something that's gonna make you money later on. I know the power. And the thing is, why you're stuck is no one is teaching you how to use your beautiful brain. No one. So when somebody gives you a strategy, you don't understand the strategy. You don't understand the tactics because you don't understand the principle that goes with the strategy. Because using your brain is all principle. Let's talk about principle. I hop off. She said, that's the plan. That's the plan. Yes, it is. So I learned that I needed to be in spaces where it empower me and educate me how to use my brain. In the last day of the family reunion, I showed an image of all the people that I could come up with in finance that were using challenges and masterclasses to build their audience and generate revenue and all this stuff. And I shared that with the tribe that came on because I wanted to show them, say, people are, look, here is somebody using their brain. They're like, oh, I want to do a masterclass. Oh, I want to do a challenge, right? And they not just saying they want to do it, but they're putting it out there in the world and activating it. And my question for you, instead of saying, I don't do it, I don't have it, what are you doing? How are you shifting your mind and your belief system so it can start working in a way to say, yes, this can happen. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And it's hard to do by yourself. I get it. Trust me, it is. I think I can. I think I can. It's hard to do it by yourself. So that's why, again, I birthed that space. But I learned that I needed to be in the energy of that. Like the energy of one of my clients, she's having like a yacht party or something. Like she just called me up. I was at my son's event and she called me and said, "Hey coach, I'm thinking about having a yacht party in Miami." She's coming up with something in her mind to make her money. And hear me now, like, "Oh girl, why you doing that? Because I want to do it with you." By the way, we invest in each other again. We reinvest in each other inside of our group, inside our coaching program, right? That's what we do. That's how we grow fast. Hint, hint. We reinvest back into each other. So it's like, "Oh, when is that? My husband and I want to come." Right? Like, "Oh, girl, yes, I'm coming." She's like, "I'm having a yacht party and I'm thinking da, 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 and so on and so forth." So she's thinking, did I miss that part? I'm thinking about having a yacht party, da, da, da. And she telling me the story and asking my idea and prices and all that. I'm like, hold on, I want to come. Had she not been in, so just me hearing what she had to offer, she calling me to ask me my advice, and I'm pitching myself like, "We coming, my husband and I come. We're coming. We're going to Miami with you. Wherever you want us, we coming. Just put it together. We coming." Put it together. Her brain told her something. She should do something. She came to me to see if it's validated. I said yes, and I said not just yes, but we coming. Let us know what we need to pay. And boom, that's how you use your brain, ladies and gentlemen, to come up with things and then execute on it. But you have to be in a space where that is happening consistently on a daily basis. Because when you're in a space like that, it teaches you that it's possible for you to. It's possible for you to, because your local area, you don't see that unless somebody's dying. You don't see how to use your brain to come up with. When my friend passed away, I got in here, but when my friend passed away, I was talking to this lady and we were talking about the price for the funeral for the church. And she was like, "Hey, you can pay this here. And if you need the musician, you can pay this. And if you need this thing, you can pay this." And I said, "Ma'am, why don't you just put a pack? Listen to me." Now, I said, I know I'm not your coach, but I'm going to give you a free game. I said, instead of telling me I can pay this, I can pay this, why don't you just put a package together with all those necessarily things that people need for a funeral? And then whether I use it or not, just this is your end price. Instead of nickel and diming me for everything. Just say, this is the price of the funeral. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't thought of that. Well, what if somebody don't want this?" Well, they don't want it, but it's there whether they want it or not. "Oh, yeah, I'm the GOAT." Right? And she's not even in our coaching program, but I'm like, I was tired of her telling me like, this is this, and then this is this, and this. I said, "Why don't we just do a whole thing?" Right? Oh. So that's the brain. The brain just came up with that, right? That's what happened. Like I can see the money for the thing or how the revenue can happen in that moment immediately. Like immediately. So instead of saying, "Hey, the church is this and the organ is this and if you want to videotape it, it's this," just give me the whole thing. And then boom, that's the price. And yes, the possibility, Bonnie, that's a possibility. So I want you to walk away with what is the ROI? What is your return on investment when you're in a space that birth that type of knowledge, skills, principle, and expertise? What is the return on the investment? I can teach you how to move this over here, do that over there. But what I believe my gift is to help you use your beautiful brain to come up with an idea and then execute on that idea to generate physical revenue. Physical revenue. And the reason I got so good at it, because I'm always we're in a position where I had to come up with something to pay for something based on the challenges I was going through in my own situation, in my own financial situation. And again, patterns. So I started seeing a pattern about me that you can tell me something. I'm having a women empowerment event and I can see what the price is supposed to be. I can see what you're supposed to say. I can see your marketing plans. I can see all that. And then I started teaching my clients how to do that as well. What are the things they're looking for? And then I watched Dr. Catherine Latoya Grant Austin, and she is amazing at what she does. And then she has been in my program as well. And there's a part in our coaching program where I stop coaching and they coach each other. And I just watch my client started doing the same thing. Like whatever I was going to say, she already saying it. Why is that? Because that environment birthed that conversation. Like that environment birthed that conversation. So that's what you want in your life. You want to be able to learn how to use your God-given beautiful brain that he gives you to come up with idea to afford anything. Can somebody put anything in the chat? Anything your heart desire. You want to go to Hawaii? You want to go to Dubai? You want to go to Jamaica? You want to take a trip? You want to pay off for your college loans? You want to pay off for your mortgage? Anything. It's not going to be easy, but no one wants it to be easy. But you have to master the ability and the craft to be able to birth an idea out of your brain. And then, yes, here's the thing. Some of you guys are there where you can come up with something, but you're telling your idea to swines. To swines. That's what I said. Yeah. So you're telling your pearls to swines. So your pearls so the swines don't know how to guide you, and they never seen it done. So they're talking from the level, hello, the turtle and the giraffe. They're talking from the level of their own concept. So you have this, I just said that the client called me and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Da, da, da. So you're giving your ideas to your pearls to swines, and it's not their fault. They're just measuring it from the level where they are. Whoo, Jesus. Whoo, Jesus. Oh, Nikki, what you over here crying about? So some of y'all already seen evidence, and I'm going to end here. Some of y'all already seen evidence that you're going to be successful because you can easily come up with an idea to do something. But because you don't have support system or people to banter back and forth with, you don't know how to execute on that. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's no way around that but to invest in that space. There's no way. So it's for you to use your beautiful brain and say, how do I do it? Because it's not that you don't get ideas. The issue is when you share those ideas, you share it with the wrong people, and they're not equipped to guide you through that process. And here's the thing, like, I'm not the only one guiding you. When you're in surroundings of people, I love the fact of community, because community, when someone would say, hey, Sherri, I wouldn't have done it that way. How about you do it this way? So you have several beautiful other minds thinking for you. In our class on Wednesday, I'm not teaching the class on Wednesday. Guess who's teaching the class on Wednesday? One of my clients. One of my clients are stepping in and teaching class on Wednesday. Because that's what I'm saying. The greatness is not on me. Greatness is a community thing. That's tell you that you're in the space of reverence, that you're in the space of, in your mind, when you're at home and you're thinking about something, you're answering and asking your own questions. So you don't know how to turn that beautiful brain into into revenue. So I have trained the muscles in the brain with my clients using their belief system, using biblical principle, and using actionable strategy to transform how to do that. And not just using it. Kimberly, one of my clients, she's teaching class on her expertise. So she's getting her own natural rhythm of teaching class as well. So by the time y'all see her on the outside, she already did it 3-4 times in our class, right? You see what I'm saying? You need to have that environment, that growth, that cultivate that type of learning. Or she said, or even encourage you exactly, and support you. So do you come up with ideas that can transform money into your bank account from the idea that you came up with? Yes, you can. Yes, 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 yes. And if so, listen, before I jump off, if you're saying that this is something, listen, I need this, Sherri. I need this. I'm not even going to drop no link. You just go ahead and DM me, period. If you're saying, I need this. Because I know, like, my family, they're not entrepreneurs. They're 9-to-5ers, work 4 jobs. So I have to invest in that space. I have to. Not that I want to. I have to. I have to, because there's nobody else in my community, in my family, personal family, that do what I do. So I have to do that. We are the 8%. If you watch Cody's show all the time, we're the 8% of the world that think in a different way. That I understand the habits of what successful people do. So some of y'all have some issues because God is on your mind about doing some stuff. God is on your mind about doing some stuff, but you don't have anyone to help you cultivate that stuff that he's on your mind to do. And I hate to tell you this. That's where your brain comes in. That you have to train your brain constantly to stay in the power of creation. In the beginning, God create heaven and earth. And he said, let there be light. He speak it out into the atmosphere. So you have the power to create with an idea that's downloaded to you. And you said, I want to host a masterclass. I want to host a live event. I want to teach people what I can do. I want to teach the masses. I want to increase my visibility. And then now it's like, okay, sometimes we go to people to get validated. So where's your space that you go to? Be honest with yourself right now. Where's the space that you go to for somebody to cultivate and nurture that gift that you have? Because I didn't know it was a gift, y'all. I didn't know. It's one thing to have a gift, but a second thing to learn how to teach that gift to somebody. Right? And then now I'm watching where my clients are teaching the class, and they have a week where where whatever their expertise is in, they're teaching. You're going to see some of them show up here inside of our group on Monday teaching their expertise. Because what are we doing? Cultivating that gift. That's what we are doing. So you need that space. And if that's you, listen. Let's DM me. Let's chat. Let's chat. All right. Tomorrow we are having a welcome party. We're having a welcome party to everyone who said yes to being in either Joyful Tribe or Unleash Her in our program, our premium coaching program. I'm excited about that. Starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be part of our coaching program, if you want to be part of this, go ahead and DM me. You don't have to drop a word. Just go ahead and DM me. We'll go ahead and do that. All right. Now, my challenge for you is, if there's something that you know you want to do, if there's a space that you know you want to be in, if there's a book that you know you want to write, but you know it may cost to write that book or whatever it may be for you, go ahead and start asking yourself, how can you fund that? What are some things you can do to fund that thing? You want to write a book, getting a book published and covers and all that may cost, whatever it may be. I want to challenge you today to Seren say, I need that space. Come on in, Queen. I want to challenge you today to whatever that thing is that you desire to do. I want to challenge you right now to put pen and paper before you go to bed and start writing down ways you can fund that thing, like in your brain. Like, what can you sell? What around you? You got, I used to do this workshop called Money Mindset. I may need to bring it back, but you look around you and say, what is in my possession that I can sell to get the fund to write that book or get the fund, or what is it I can do? What can I sell? Maybe a digital thing, a physical thing, or who can I talk to? What can I do to get the momentum or the ball rolling to do the thing that I want to do? That's what I want to challenge you today. And when you do it, come in the chat and let us know. Come in the inside our group and let us know. All right, y'all. That's all I got for y'all today. It's your girl, Sherri Summer Bell. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. She said, I love that to pay for my... Yes! Girls, Saran, you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's it. And here's the thing. Don't just do that now. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Like, we don't wait till hard times hit to then you're going to try and use your brain. Like, that was my idea of what I was saying. Like, we have the same skills during hard times that we have right now. Don't get comfortable. All right, you got it, Queen. So proud of you. Can't wait to see you in there.